One of the things that I've found that has helped my art business succeed is working smarter, not harder. And I think this is going to be like the center point of a lot of my videos, because when I first started trying to have businesses in my 20s, I didn't really understand the concept, and I didn't understand how I needed to think about business. And really it's a shift in your mindset, more so than anything. In my 20s, I looked at business almost like cup is half empty. The cup represented this income that I needed to live, and how full it would be was how good my income was, and it was so empty, and I was just like grasping at anything, like gosh, if I could just get anything in here, anything, you know. And I need so much, because I was living in poverty, so I needed so much in my cup, but like it was never getting full, and I was just constantly like trying to get income streams from somewhere. Right? But in my 30s, I started realizing that, you know, you can just run yourself like crazy, but it doesn't mean you're going to make a good income. And there are so many things available for artists, so many ways to make money, so many revenue streams. And I've done a whole other video on that. I've posted a link in the description area if you would like to watch. But the thing is, by working so hard, sometimes you can miss the nuances of business that would actually allow you to be more successful. And because really business, I like to use this analogy of money growing on trees, because money of course doesn't grow on trees, but money can grow on an analogy tree. Okay? And so think of your business like a tree, and you're nurturing and growing this tree, and at the base of it is the product that you make, right? If the product, whatever it is, I mean, in art, you know, for me, it's my art, animal art, my paintings. If your product is no good, then you're not going to be able to grow limbs, and the trunk's not going to be strong, and all of these things. So it all starts out with this fundamental basis of having a product that will sell. I'm not going to go into detail about how to make a product that will sell now, but I will in the future, so look out for that video. But in order to have the base of the tree trunk, you need to have a product that sells. Then you have to nurture it and water it, and the nurturing it is art marketing. You're not going to succeed as an artist or any business unless you market yourself. There's all sorts of ways to water your tree, and art marketing is a very complex thing. The best way is doing what I call a social media blitz. It's getting as many social media accounts that you possibly can and posting on them as much as you possibly can. And it's free. It doesn't cost you anything. It's free water for your money tree, because we all want money to grow on trees. And so then you keep growing, and you keep working, and you're watering it, and you're giving it nutrients from your art marketing. And then eventually you start growing branches. And these branches are your revenue streams, right? Because you can market yourself, you can get name recognition, get people to know about you. But if you don't have revenue streams, you're not going to, and you don't have a way to actually monetize your art, you're not going to be able to grow more branches and make your tree get bigger. Because ultimately, monetizing your art is also feeding the growth of your tree. The more revenue streams you add to your business is like more branches being added to the tree. And if those revenue streams are successful, then they will feed into creating more smaller branches off of each of those revenue streams. And so ultimately though, the working smarter, not harder within this example is looking at every step that you take in your business and analyzing before you take those steps, like, is this going to only get me money now? And if it is, then it's probably something that you don't want to do. Ultimately, every step in your business with the working smarter, not harder, should be taken into consideration several steps down the line. It's almost like thinking of your business like a chess game. And if I make this move, how is this going to impact me 3, 4, 5 steps down the chain, right? And is this going to make my tree grow bigger, have more branches? What is the probability of it? So ultimately you have to train your mind to look at everything in the big picture perspective, right? Not just the right now immediate perspective. And in my 20s, I made all my business decisions from right now. Like, I needed money right now to pay my bills next month. And so I would make whatever decision I needed to make money right now. And sometimes those decisions weren't good for me a year, 2 years, 3 years down the line. And so I would suggest, when you're working smarter, not harder, to try to find things that are not only going to fill your cup, feed you now, but are also going to help feed you in the future and help grow your tree to become bigger and bigger and better in the future. The more that you can start thinking many steps down the line, the more likely you are to have success, and then things will start to get easier when you're making money, instead of feeling like you're constantly like, you're just trying so hard and nothing's really working, or nothing's working enough. So you have to get good at running probabilities in your mind as well, and thinking about, okay, what's the likelihood of this happening? Like, if I run this advertising campaign, what's the likelihood that I'm going to get 10 times my money on it? If the likelihood is strong, then maybe you should run the advertising campaign. But if you're just doing it, shooting blind in the dark, and you're thinking, look, I'm going to run this Facebook ad and then all these people are going to buy, and you have no experience running Facebook ads, and you have no real way to get them to convert, you're just putting ads, you're probably going to fail. And so you have to have a plan that's actually feasible and something that you think will work. Ultimately, every decision in your business, you should look at it as, how can I get the most productivity out of my time? Because our time is so finite. We have infinite ideas, and there are so many things that artists can do to make money. So you have to learn to choose where to put your time. There's lots of factors involved in a successful business, and it constantly changes and evolves, especially in our culture today, with the pandemic and all the technology online also keeps changing. So it's like there's so many different factors to take into consideration. And when you're navigating the space of the future of your business, it's all unknown, but there's also educated guesses you can make about things. And so doing research before you make steps forward in your business is always important, and starting to think about things from a bigger perspective, not just what will earn you income today, but what you can invest in today with your time that will continue to earn you income for decades. And I'm not talking about passive income sources, although that's certainly possible, especially if you do things like print on demand, which are more passive. But for example, if you make an art collection today that is in high demand, you can sell prints off of that art collection for decades into the future. Part of learning how to make that choice is figuring out what you value. Do you value just money, or do you value your happiness? Do you value donating your time for your community? There's all these things. It's not just about making money, and there's all these factors that can help your tree flourish and grow to be the beautiful blossoming being that you want it to be, that will fuel your life and give you income in money, of course, but income in other ways, and enhance your life in other ways as well. Because that's the important thing about business, is that you should follow your passion, and it can't just be about money. If it's only about money, then that's going to lead you down a path probably of not having such a fulfilled life. I don't know. Money can bring happiness in some ways, but money isn't the sole defining feature of a happy life. Well, I know I've thrown a lot of ideas out there today and different analogies and things, but I love analogies to look at business and thinking about nourishing that tree that is our art business and making it grow into something beautiful, something fulfilling, and something that will add something positive to the world as well. So that's one of the beautiful things about art. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and look out for my future videos. I'll discuss more of these ideas in more detail. And if you have any questions or a specific video about art business that you would like me to do, please post comments below. I would love to hear your thoughts, and I might make one of my next videos based on your idea. All right, see you next time.